Hello, thank you for looking in on my video. So today I want to talk about self-employment, and there's another YouTuber who really gives good advice about being self-employed, and I'd like to recommend that you view his videos because they're so helpful. So I'm thinking of that his videos will be particularly helpful for ex-offenders, people who've decided that they really want to stay off crime, stay out of crime, and want to go down the route of self-employment. Because his videos are exceptionally helpful, very practical advice, and yeah, he's named Luke and he's terrific. So stopping reoffending can be really difficult, and in the current environment it's really tough. So what a lot of people need is stability in their lives, and to be homeless is so difficult, isn't it? To get accommodated and to find somewhere decent to live is really hard, and often the only place that ex-offenders can find are with other offenders, you know, and it particularly happens with people with drug issues, is that, you know, if somebody's got a drug habit, the only place that people that make them welcome are other people with drug habits, and, you know, and the cycle of crime continues. So if people are lucky enough to have a bit of stability in their life and a house, somewhere to live, a roof over their head, as it were, that's a good start. Employment is another massive issue, and getting people into work, legitimate work, really helps people not reoffend. And going self-employed is often an opportunity for somebody who really is set on not reoffending and going down a legitimate route in life. And if you do go down that road of self-employment, it's essential that you cut all ties with your ex-offender friends and contacts, and you keep on the right side of the law. That you must be, you know, to be self-employed, you've got to be fully law-abiding and trustworthy. And self-employment really, it's essential that you build up a really good reputation, and you depend upon customers, ex-customers, making personal recommendations, and, you know, it's from your existing customers that you get new work very often, you know, rather than advertising. It's by word of mouth is the very best way. So I'm going to recommend Luke's site. It's called Luke and Stan Go Exploring. I really like this guy. What he's really good at is, you know, often in prisons, he's a painter decorator, but he doesn't particularly talk about the techniques of painting and decorating. And I know I've been to visit some prisons where they do painting and decorating courses. Unfortunately, with the cuts and times being hard, you know, these sort of courses are harder to get on, and they're not so many as they used to be, which is such a shame. But often they teach people the good skills of how to do proper professional painting and decorating, which is a help. But what is lacking, and I think what Luke offers, is all the other bits. And his tips, you know, from having had problems himself with customers, he gives you all the warning signs of how to handle customers, how to make sure that you don't have bad payers. Now, since I've left the probation service, I've been self-employed, and I actually work with dementia groups, and there's a big charity where I've offered them a really keen price, just above, I mean, what I charge is about what it costs me, you know, it's about expenses charges. And they haven't paid me for about 5 months now. They haven't paid me for 5 months, which is outrageous. Now, Luke offers you advice on how to deal with that kind of situation lawfully and how to avoid it as well, how to spot, you know, customers who are likely to give you problems. And it's quite interesting. So Luke is really businesslike and very assertive. He sets really good boundaries. He talks about what sort of contracts to make. He talks about how to bid for a job and to work out the pricing. And what I find fascinating is that he can spot, having had his fingers burnt on quite a few occasions, he can spot the warning signs with customers who are going to be a real problem for you. And they can come in all sorts of ways, you know, from changing their mind, from husband and wives not agreeing, from overpowering children that will complain, you know, obsessed that their elderly parents been conned by you or whatever, when you've actually done a really fair and professional job and you kept in line. And the other thing I really like about Luke is that he really values his home life, and he's determined to give his son a proper and happy childhood, and he doesn't want to be out working all the time. And Luke really wants to get his work-life balance right, and he does, and he gets a lot of enjoyment about going on outings with his son and stuff like that, rather than working all the time. The other tip from Luke is, and it's a good one, is not to necessarily put all your eggs in one basket. I found that with my own self-employment, and he's got other strings to his bow. The other thing he does is carpet cleaning, which kind of goes, doesn't it? So he offers carpet cleaning as well. And that's useful during the winter months, when paint and decorating trade goes down. But he does a lot of private houses, and he's had some really tricky contracts where, you've got a maintenance firm that want a keen price, and then they put a percentage on for themselves, for doing nothing really. So, and he warns really about not overcommitting yourself, and some people can make you go bust, So what he has to say really makes sense. So what I've done, if you look below, I put his YouTube channel, and I've actually put some of his YouTubes in the comment section below, and you can click on them and have a look yourself. But believe me, they're really interesting, and he talks in a really honest and straightforward manner. And yeah, I find it interesting, and it helps me. I've got that big charity who haven't paid me for 5 months now, and I'm going to put into place Luke's advice, So thanks, Luke. So anyway, so if you're an ex-offender and thinking of going down the self-employed route, often the Prince's Charity might offer you some support, and they offer mentoring schemes, but you can't go far wrong. I really advise you to have a look at Luke's genuinely good videos that you'll find really helpful. Anyway, all the very best now, everyone. Thank you for looking in and supporting my channel, and have a lovely day. Cheers now. Bye-bye.